All right, good morning and welcome to Sport This Morning. I'm Cecilia.
It's great to have you join us again. I'm Tayo Salam.
Okay, let's get started with the show now. Of course, today the Nationwide League, it's starting. 8 teams will be competing for who is going to be the overall winner of the different division. We know all these teams that participate are already into the National League of the Nigeria Football League. But they just want to know who is the superpower for this. And the big match for today, it's going to be between Amber's Feeders team and, of course, FRSC. So that's the one everyone will be looking forward to at the Agege Stadium starting 12 noon today. And also on the program, we're talking about this shortlist that is out. 30 players, of course, Ballon d'Or, the usual suspects are all there. But since 2007, we know it's been shared between Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. Are you going to have a different player this year?
Cecilia, we'll find out. I mean, but like you said, the usual suspects are there. It's a 30-man list, and some names are missing. And you can understand some fans out there are not very impressed at all. Names like Mesut Ozil, Alexis Sanchez, and the likes. We'll talk a lot more about the Ballon d'Or later on the show. Still on the show, we go from football to boxing. Cecilia, those fights, I mean, we've been talking about it for the past couple of weeks now. Finally, we know it's not going to happen. The fight between Anthony Joshua, the IBF world champion, versus Vladimir Klitschko is off now. That's because Vladimir picked up an injury during training. From all accounts, it's a very minor injury, so we expect him to be back as soon as possible. But what we know for sure now is the fight, which was supposed to hold, on December the 10th, will no longer happen. And Anthony Joshua has been left to look for another opponent for that particular night. Yeah, because his trainer, his promoter is actually saying that on that day he will definitely fight. But obviously it's not going to be Vladimir Klitchko because the guy right now is having a calf injury. He sustained that while he was training. So it seems like Klitschko will not even fight this year, so we're going to wait for next year. And then he's getting older and slower. Well, I think I actually like it, because I'm saying this pretty boy here, I mean, we don't want to receive so many punches on his face right now. So, I mean, it should be this time, take his time, when he may have had close to like 20 fights or 25 fights, you can say, okay, I want to fight the likes of Vladimir Klitschko. But for now, I just think it's pretty too early for him to start fighting someone like Vladimir Klitschko, because right now he will be angry when he wants to fight after what Tyson Fury did to him. So obviously he will be very angry. So his next opponent will definitely receive all the blows. So you've been very consistent with this, man. You feel it's not time. You feel Anthony Joshua is not ready to face Klitschko. I totally get where you're coming from. So perhaps this is a blessing in disguise for Anthony Joshua. Now let him fight. Have another fight under his belt with the names that are being bandied around already, but we don't know the exact opponents for December the 10th. So for Klitschko, like you said as well, too, he's getting older now. So the more he stays out of the ring, the more rusty he becomes.
And the better for Anthony Joshua.
And Anthony Joshua might have the opportunity to knock him out or just win that particular fight. Cecilia, it's a shame, big shame. A lot of us boxing fans were looking forward to that particular fight to round off the year, but it's not going to happen again now. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, but eventually they will fight.
It will definitely be announced maybe for the end of the week. So we'll see how that pans out. Obviously, it's not going to be this year again.
No, it's not.
So we should be looking at April or May or February next year. That maybe these two guys will just want to knock it out.
And there's still the small matter of the WBA, that's the World Boxing Association. They still need to sanction the fight because this is the belt Vladimir really wants. He wants this particular belt, even though we know the IBF belt, that's going to be on the line, but he wants this one to be on the line as well too. We're waiting for the WBA to sanction it. They still haven't done it. They were supposed to do it last week. Now they've delayed the decision. We hear it's going to come today as well too. So hopefully it happens, and so they can just sign on the dotted lines. That's very, very important.
Risky.
I'd like to see these two guys go head to head.
Yeah, that's the way it is. Okay, we'll just look at these 30 players that have been nominated for the Ballon d'Or award. And when you're seeing the likes of Riyad Mahrez, Jamie Vardy, you'll be like, oh, where are these guys coming from? Don't forget that Leicester City won the league last season. Of course, it's obvious that their players will also be there. And the players actually dominating it happens to be 6 players from, six players from Real Madrid.
Yep.
And when I checked it, I was like, okay, where is it all coming from? 6 of them from Real Madrid. You have Gareth Bale, Cristiano Ronaldo, Toni Kroos, Luka Modric, Sergio Ramos, and of course Pepe. These guys are from Real Madrid. 6 of them.
Are you surprised, though?
I'm not surprised at all because they won the UEFA Champions League. Barcelona got 4. The usual suspect, the MSN, they are there. Luis Suarez, Neymar, Lionel Messi, and Andres Iniesta. I mean, without him, I mean, these 3 guys may not be as effective and spectacular as they are. Another club that has so many players, 4. Bayern Munich, they've got 4 players. Thomas Muller started with that one. Emmanuel Neuer, Robert Lewandowski, and Arturo Vidal. The 4 of them from Bayern Munich. Atletico Madrid.
Fair play.
Yeah, fair play.
Yeah.
Atletico Madrid, 3. Not surprising also.
Yeah,
Diego Godin, Antoine Griezmann, and Koke also the Juve. You have a Gianluigi Buffon,
yes. Paulo Dybala, and Higuain made that big money move at the end of the season.
Is that the reason his name is just that?
Yeah, he's scored a lot of goals in the Serie A, a record number of goals. So it is safe to say he deserves to be on that particular list, Cecilia.
Yeah, definitely.
Still have more names.
Manchester City have Sergio Aguero and Kevin De Bruyne. The 2 players are there. Manchester United, Zlatan Ibrahimovic and Paul Pogba. The reason simply because they were playing in other leagues before they actually came to Manchester
United. So it's not based on this season's performance.
At all. It's not at all. If it is, none of them would deserve to be there. Leicester City, Riyad Mahrez, and of course Jamie Vardy, both of them there. And one players from each of these clubs. Hugo Lloris from Tottenham Hotspur, Dimitri Payet from West Ham, Rui Patricio from Sporting Lisbon. I was surprised to see that name there. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, of course, Borussia Dortmund, expectedly. He is there, but surprisingly,
loads of names are missing.
Yeah, loads of names are missing. No Arsenal player actually made it to that list, and Chelsea players expectedly they were not going to make it. Liverpool expected they were not going to make it. I was thinking maybe Alexis Sanchez because it's 30-man squad. So I was thinking maybe they were looking at their performance in the Champions League. That also. Yeah, but if you look at the list that here, I mean, all of them actually have a role to play with their club in the Champions League. Yeah,
surely that has to be part of the criteria that was looked at. The Arsenal didn't do too well in the Champions League. We know
they didn't do well at all.
Okay, they got knocked out. You're in the second round. So that could have counted against Alexis Sanchez. But then it went.
Sporting Lisbon, Rui Patricio.
Yeah, I mean, but let's leave that aside for now. But it went on. He had a decent season and helped Chile as well to retain the Copa America. That could have counted in his favor. But the guys who have decided to choose those names, they know what they're doing. I want to believe so. And according to them, Alexis Sanchez, based on his performance in 2016. 2015, 2016, it's not good enough to be on the list. It's as simple as that.
Okay, but the thing is, it's going to be selected journalists that will be voting for this year. We know FIFA, it's no longer partnering with the magazine Ballon d'Or.
I wonder why they did that partnership in the first place.
It's going to be selected sport journalists, not all sport journalists, selected sport journalists, no captains, no coaches. They will not be voting. So the sentiment will obviously be out. So maybe you might just be having another player winning it. Since 2007, it's been Ronaldo and Lionel Messi, the 2 of them sharing it.
Cecilia, we'll start talking about winners and when they narrow down the list, to the final 3. As it is right now, a lot of those names that are there, they really deserve it. You mentioned Rui Patricio the other time as well. He's a very decent goalkeeper. He had a good time. And there's Hugo Lloris as well, too, representing the goalkeepers union is there as well. So sometimes these goalkeepers don't get a lot of love from football fans because their position.
Goalkeeper is going to go to.
Their position is not exactly the most glamorous, on the football pitch. But it's good to see those 2 guys on the list. And for the likes of Mesut Ozil, Alexis Sanchez, Harry Kane, surprisingly, is not here. It's a bit strange because he was the top scorer in the English Premier League last season, but they decided to go for Jamie Vardy.
They finished 3rd, and Jamie Vardy won the
won the title, so exactly. And his story his story from non-league football to the elite level is quite, amazing.
So